You are alive.
You are live.
Hello everyone, welcome to Mega Man 11, the newest entry in the classic series. I'm Infinitemystery. To my left is Last in Command, and to my right is Enemy TV. Be doing 80% normal out of bounds, no out of bounds.
Yeah, that's a new category.
Well, with that,
We are good to go if you want to count me in.
all right, 3, 2, 1.
Wow, that was anticlimactic.
You didn't want to go through the demo?
No.
That's not part of it. This is not out of bounds.
Is this going to let the movies play percent?
Yeah, sure, why not? So first up will be Tundra Man.
A little bit of background on this game. A lot of this was designed to have like the look from the bosses. If you got their powers from like Mega Man Battle Network or Star Force. This boss in particular, when you got his weapon, was supposed to have a special design. But in the end, they just decided not to put it in. This game is very unique with the weapons, especially when you see with Cement Man later. He actually gets a giant fist in comparison to a different Buster appearance or anything.
The story behind this particular game revolves from the long past where Wily and Dr. Light used to be. We're doing a bid for whose robots will be invented, and since unfortunately Wily ended up losing the bid to Dr. Light, he's now years later thinking about this gear system that hasn't been utilized up until now. So all of Wily's robots have access to a unique system that gives them an overdrive once their health is at half energy, speed or power gear.
If you really want to sum it up, if anybody's ever played Beautiful Joe 1 or 2, same concept. They either go fast or slow. Mega Man just finally decided to adopt that style. And it's not really bad either, surprisingly. I think it was harder to use the effects in Beautiful Joe than it is here. At least this recharges on its own.
A lot of these mini bosses in the stages you will be seeing only once.
And you should be thankful for that.
Even if they were in there twice, they would still be easy.
And unlike everybody else, IM doesn't take advantage of the auto fire function like most people do. Since it's built into the game, it's allowed, but IM is playing on a PS4 with an actual PS1 controller instead, so he doesn't have the quick switch weapon buttons, or he didn't map out the auto fire to like square on the controller or triangle as an alternate. So he's just playing with the normal Buster, and he charges as he goes, as he wants to.
It's easier for me at the moment. I can only hope the next room coming up won't be too much of an issue, because it always is.
This is my favorite part.
We got ice physics and wind as well.
Yep.
What a great
And if you jump at the wrong spot, you head bonk and fall right in the pit.
Yep.
I saw that almost happen.
I guess this would be like Joe's very favorite stage.
Maybe.
What was it, 3 out of 4 times yesterday? You bonked and died?
Hey, not this time. Not when it counts. I don't.
Probably about 9 to 10, but it's counting.
Now, the other thing that they did in this game that I like, if you look at the background, this is supposed to be the same skeleton that was in Freeze Man stage in Mega Man 7. Yeah.
That's cool.
They did a lot of recycling on the stages.
It's so fun.
Okay, yeah.
Now you're glad.
Yeah.
But no problem.
Why'd you pause? You should have just shot him. I love
Good job.
You'll be seeing plenty of those, unfortunately.
This is the benefit of having a donor donor PS4. You can actually get the person who owns the achievements. Now see, this is what I was talking about, the Mega Man NT. If you saw how the helmet is kind of designed and the buster, it was supposed to be more than that. He was supposed to have more of a Tundra Man's appearance, like supposedly skates on the bottom of his feet and stuff like that, but instead they took him out last minute. Now good luck, Infinite, on this stage.
Okay, so I am got the big ball here, trying to avoid a lot of these. There you go, the very last one.
Section. Radder.
It's screen. I guess if you just get the two.
Nope, not the right.
When you get to that little area with the welder bot, if you want to get Matt or whatever, another achievement, just use the freeze weapon on that little robot. I mean, you're going to beat the game, so might as well do some things in it. That extra effort is what I'm trying to say.
Nah, who needs that?
Yep. That was for using the powered up special attack. Now use the same power up here.
Nah.
Aw.
Nah, he's already, that robot's existence is already sad.
That's why you gotta put him out of his misery. It's just like these recycled Gutsman pickaxe throwing guys. It's no fun if you don't do a zipless.
It's weird that Wiley was like, all right, I'm going to set up this stage with all these jackhammers that shoot out of the walls and the different functions of Mega Man. Well, we're going to give a little indicator what's coming up. It's very polite.
It's funny, I kind of want to get one of these Asus monitors now, but I don't know where I put it. Yeah, you've seen my area. Where the hell am I going to put that? Yeah, stick it in the middle of the room, so every time I walk, I'm going to trip over it.
Okay, that's good. At least a decent energy drop was had.
And here's the reason why I said good luck to Infinitemystery earlier.
Yeah, the screen gets a little bigger. So obviously you're dealing with the auto scroller, and we'll see how I am wants to handle this. There's a little bit of cuteness you can do. There we go, right there with the brush. No stuff, not have to wait around, but yeah, the jackhammers coming in. I guess for whatever they are.
Those are actually three segmented parts of Impact Man.
Middle, left, right.
So once you see him,
I mean, like his arm's supposed to be jacked.
yeah.
You know, I actually referred to them for a while as flying impact hammers. Because it just sounded at least right. I don't know what they're really called. And it's funny how they're all flying across the screen in that part, but he has two colors and only one flies. Remember, kids, when you anger a jackhammer, this will happen too. What you're seeing here is Impact only has a few primary attacks, but sometimes it's just hard to calculate exactly where he's going, especially when he transforms at that one point.
2 problem stages down.
How many more to go?
Six.
I'd say torch.
We had a discussion about Torchman stage the other day. I said it would be better if it had the Ghouls and Ghosts music.
It sort of does feel like it could have that music. Yeah, Torchman stage was real brutal when I played the game actually.
It's that firewall that keeps coming.
Exactly,
Yeah.
And apparently you could freeze it. I found that out from him
when
yesterday.
you find out you can do that, it makes it somewhat easier.
Yeah, I didn't find out until I beat the game on Superhero. And that's where I beat it.
Using your slowdown is
Very.
I still give props to our friend Slurpee Ninja. He did this whole game gearless.
Yep.
I don't know how he does it.
Probably
Yeah, of course, but I mean in general. Well,
Works
here's
for
the
me.
famous firewall.
it gets worse.
Much worse.
This is what, the easiest phase of like 3?
Yeah. And unfortunately, if you die to either of the other flame walls, you have to start back at the second one. An interesting thing about these lanterns, in certain areas, if you shoot them, you will be stuck in the dark. Like so.
You're a speedrunner. You should know where all the platforms are, whether you want it or not.
Yeah. Noted.
We really need a cue to change the music on the stream for that. Quick switch to Quick Man's music.
This is probably my favorite mini boss in the entire game, Sparky the
Look at the Mets hanging out around the bonfire in the background.
barbecue turkey.
Man, that's not cool.
What about
Oh, hey, cold turkey. All right, trophy get.
what about Sparky the Fire Chicken?
Nah, not the same effect.
Isn't that always what you wanted to fight? A giant cauldron that spits out rocket
It
carrots?
annoys me that you knock him down instead of just kill him, you know? Like, that's the, I guess, preferred way of doing it.
Me too.
There you go, okay, yeah, so. There you see, I know.
Recharge.
And get the recharge there.
Fortunately, that's there.
And I am.
Obviously, you're trying to follow the path or the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
There's some enemies there that slow your progress.
I remember when this first came out, we couldn't figure out how to do that properly and just fell in the pit.
Note to self: do not think about putting out the lantern here.
You can do it.
Sure.
Yeah, just run into that tank and go through it.
The area is red ablaze again because we have one more firewall section.
It was fun when we all first started playing this and we blew up those things by accident when we were close to them.
Ryan's going after a very specific species here because some of them, as you can see there, being the enemies. You have to have to wait for them.
Exactly.
Nor does he want to accidentally turn around and hug the firewall.
Or get hit and have to wait for that knockback.
Yeah.
What is this guy, Fireman's cousin that removed or something?
I always like to it's so creepy. That's like the right type of making him creepy.
switching and practice this buster early just in case I ran out of torch. I'm sorry.
We're gonna try to run out of time, our torch here. Yeah.
Yeah. See, you almost did the same thing.
Don't worry, you got him to run out of his own weapon.
That's right.
We'll unfortunately have to make a couple of stops to Dr. Light's lab to pick up a few items here and there.
And hear the awful, awful voice of Otto. In a way, I'm kind of glad that Mega Man at least has a boy's voice in this, unlike Mega Man 8 had, with like that scrawny, squeaky, like girlish voice.
Pick up the energy balances.
But I shouldn't be complaining because at least it's not Super Fighting Robot's voice.
Are you sure? Already. Are you
Bro
sure?
says ta-da for doing absolutely nothing.
Already. Are you sure?
It would have been funny if they made Rush talk.
Yes, Tom.
No, I meant like
voice actor in 8.
I meant like in Super Fighting Robot. He appears, says Mega Mega. This is one of my favorite stages. This stage
Ditto.
is really unique in its own way. Like even that guy that he just destroyed, if you don't time that exploding barrel on his back just right, you could actually take damage from it. But this whole thing is really dependent on using the gears very accurately, but you don't have to, as Slurpee proved. But it's a very interesting stage. Like it even has you use your weapons as gimmicks to blow stuff up, as you saw in Infinite 2. There's also an achievement if you killed those guys in the, what's the tank called enemy? It's the thing that the guys.
Stomper Joe's, I think.
If you kill the guy riding in the Stomper, you get an achievement in this game for doing it, as long as you use the Mega Buster, if I'm right.
I think you have to use Mega Buster.
Something like that. But they put interesting gimmicks in just to make the guys more noticeable.
Okay, this is a fun mini ball. I don't know how you're gonna approach it.
Like that.
Okay, that's another mini boss then. What mini boss?
I didn't see one.
Yeah, so that was a regular enemy apparently. I am like this.
He doesn't use the original weakness on the frog mini boss later either. I think he actually.
On the frog, right?
I think he uses torch.
Yeah.
The original.
Spoilers. Let's wait until we get the bouncing man stage. Super.
There you go.
There you go.
Catch him off
I
guard.
guess it's without taking the head.
Well, I did it with the Mega Buster, so I didn't know you could do it with a weapon.
Good for you. I am did with Tundra.
We couldn't tell before because I don't know if I actually got the achievement on my own on my PS4 or not. Even though I never beat the game on PS4 because I bought it on the Switch originally. If you get hit, slide through.
Yep. Which I'm probably going to use just in case. Well, normally I can't beat that particular fire being thrown anyway, unless I would use impact. Good thing I still saved enough torch.
Remember, later you got a time attack this stage, and you could slide and shoot that cat near the exit at the same time and get through there. I'm not letting you stop. That's one thing that I'll say IM really does have down. This fight with Torch's weapon.
Yeah, that was really good.
Considering he didn't go into his powered up phase, that's rare for me.
Yeah.
Although for some reason I think the boss has kind of a manip that can be done depending on, at least based on his movements, depending on some things that you do, but I don't know how it's actually done.
You got a new weapon, Chain Blast. CHIAIM, Chain.
So now you obtain Rush Jet.
And they want to give you an explanation on how to use it, especially since, you know, you've never played a Mega Man game before.
Roll block, man. Such a good design.
He'll always be Cement Man to me.
Poor Demo Man.
Yeah.
Picked on by everybody. You can try crossing the pits if you want, but there will be plenty of large cinder blocks to keep you from doing so.
I really like these like roller joes that are here, because when they first introduced the demo, the whole point of me actually trying the demo out was to shoot those guys without using the gears. I actually got really good at it. Come on, I am. You can do it. There you go.
For a second, I thought the enemy was actually going to hit me when jumping. This is one of the few mini bosses you'll actually see twice.
That mini boss called Little Pets.
I have no idea what's
Sort of looks like Big Pets.
I've always just called them Stack'ems after the NES game.
Yeah, but there's a boss in Mega Man 5 in
You mean
I
that
guess
Wily?
Wily Castle.
You mean that guy that you have to kill with Crystal's weapon or whatever?
Yeah, exactly.
For this area, if you use
There you go. Another achievement.
For that area, if you actually don't have the weakness, I'm sorry, not the weakness. If you don't actually have Blast Man's weapon, you have to go through those small blocky sections as a small maze that you either have to stand or slide through.
And most of them you kind of want to shoot the blocks that you can shoot out from like the outside before you even go inside, so you don't waste any time or mess up.
And if you don't get out in time,
You're dead.
it scrolls left to
The grinder and
yeah.
the guy.
But also, if you try to pass underneath them too quickly, if you do too slowly, huge slab of cinder lands on you, you're dead. So now we see this mini boss the second time, although now the only thing that hampers your movement is the platform you're standing on.
The great Stack'ems robot kid too.
Now we have Anti-Eddie here.
Isn't there a second one a little further up or something like that that runs away?
Yes. Anti-Eddie was actually constructed to attack you, but for some reason,
He runs.
yeah. Usually carrying something.
Well, if he's anti-Eddie, technically Eddie runs towards you, so this makes sense. And that's a hole.
Yeah.
There's anti-Eddie again.
That worked out okay.
Yeah.
He took that knockback
I guess the only bad part is the extra C blast usage,
Yeah, a little bit. But it doesn't use that much.
but I will want the powered up version for.
For big block.
Okay.
Now, hopefully this part goes okay. And I'm gonna wait for that last block. Yeah. There's alternate ways of doing that section, but I'm not versed on how to properly do it yet without falling.
You're making a rather stunning impact there. And here's Anti-Eddie too. And there he goes.
Yep. Yeah. No issue there.
He's all about that quick appearance.
So Blockman has several phases. First he'll make blocks fall from the sky, and depending on what difficulty you're on, the more will fall. You can quick kill the bosses with enough particular practice, but usually this happens. He gains all his energy back, and now you're fighting a gigantic version. Now you see that huge weak spot.
Blockman smash.
Wow. That's a first.
That was anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Easy double.
Hold on, let me stand up. Boom.
I'll take it. Hold that thought.
Holding.
Excuse me, Blockman, hold this. And isn't Blastman's weapon like press again to detonate?
Yes.
So it doesn't even have to reach the wall. You can detonate before it even lands.
Just only the normal one. But you can actually chain 4 of those in a row.
Oh, I love that.
But I honestly don't see the usage of it yet.
Wireless TNT. If you notice, the spiders are a little bit of an homage to the, Metals in Mega Man 5, where they split apart into like 3 or 4 little metals.
Yeah. Acid Man stage is quite interesting, as you'll find yourself submerged in various water and out of water areas, all lined with spikes and a couple of other hazards.
We just call them as I call them. There are various forms of acid, hydrochloric, citrus, citric.
It's got a real bubble to it. With the water.
Needs more frogs.
That's what the little spiders are like. They're like the little frogs.
True.
That too.
With the acid droppers that you're seeing, you'll notice the color of the liquid change the more acid gets thrown into the void that you don't manage to stop. If 3 drops will turn blue-colored clear liquid into extremely dangerous acid that you will take damage in.
Here we go, another mini boss. Remember, you can't beat it, throw bricks at it.
Doesn't have a great power. Just dump a house of bricks on there.
These were just conveniently in subspace or something. Here, enjoy. And as I did up there, just please rush behind me because he doesn't matter.
He always does.
It's supposed to be an homage to Mega Man 2, so right now he should just be a numbered unit. Closest thing to rush at this point would be item 2.
Tornado is such a great weapon.
Very nice.
This is probably the worst part of the stage I'm still not fond of.
It'd be funny if the light shop actually worked a little bit faster. We might be able to get faster times if you just go and pick up a bunch of W tanks. Because then you can just keep refilling Impact or Tundra or whatever you need to quick kill everything.
One last dreadful spike room.
Oh yeah.
A backup there, if you are afraid of taking the spikes, you could actually take damage from one of those floating things and just transverse the spikes without getting killed. Your iframes last just long enough to do it. Wrong weapon, dude.
I know.
I just wondered how you beat little hydrochloric acid with bricks.
They're very basic. I don't know why. I just like it a lot that the forms of the weapon are some blocks and then some more blocks.
With an arm, kind of like Gutsman's.
Yeah. The beefy arms.
Would have been funny if Proto Man showed up in there with a beefed up Gutsman's arm, just as an homage.
I'll definitely want to stop by the shop again for a few more
Okay, Mega,
W
are you
tanks.
sure?
And I love how the acid weapon actually has him wearing a helmet filled with acid. And it isn't melting or anything.
Next up for probably one of the most unique stages in
I
the
love
classic.
This whole thing is amazing.
I mentioned this to Infinite the other day. Doesn't that look like Spring Man in a suit?
Oh yeah, no,
Yes.
it totally does. Yeah, it's a little spring man, it's a little clown man, but it's
And the voice you can't unhear is coming up with the boss. Sounds like Elmira from Tiny Toons.
so yeah, I had to go up as high as he could and then drop down so he could get enough momentum off of the trampoline to spring himself up. And then a lot of the platforms are covered or entirely out of these bouncy balls.
And these hands also sling you across
Yeah.
the stage.
It's really fun, Cat. It is a really fun stage, Cat.
Or if you're really trying to make your way back, it's very annoying casually.
Yeah, oh yeah, you have to do a lot of backtracking in this stage.
Well, it's just,
Not like screen to screen, but just
well, as you
knocked
just
down and having to go back up and try stuff again.
as you just saw how I am was trying to jump back over the bouncing balls here. It wouldn't let him because he wasn't at the exact height needed. Yeah, of course he would go for the extra thing.
It beats regularly trying to go around the
skip
room.
like 80% of that room, so I think it all worked out. Rush Coil is absolutely lovely in this stage. Rush Coil and Rush Coil.
This is another place you use it right here too.
Yeah,
when
just
you
a
just-
super helpful. It's helpful all over, but you're just negating all of the goofiness, which are fun, but not necessarily the fastest thing in the world. Did you not get hit by that?
I did.
Okay, I thought so, but it didn't look like you got knocked back at all. Which, the knockback in this game is pretty minimal. Like, it knocks you back a couple of pixels, and then you just get stunned for a little bit.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree, Enemy, that this stage is one of the best,
Yes!
one of the best with
Look
gimmicks?
at the frog! Look at that frog! Today's your song.
Although if you don't do anything, Pump Master.
Yeah, he'll blow it back up, but...
And now let it be known that Robot Master actually does care about Mega Man safety.
What is he against? Helium fires? And that was only the first attempt with the frog. Wow, that was close. You have to fight the frog again in a little bit. Well, you may not have killed him, but you still stole the item.
You get to fight the frog again. It's a
Get
treasure for all of us.
One of the major reasons why you want to have extra W tanks for this stage.
See, I am taking the normal way up this, but you could use the rush coil to bounce right up to that platform using these balls. Basically, you have to just set it up right, and it always works.
And then unfortunately you get knocked down, having to do this
Yep.
all over again. You could also go get the E-Tank, but it's a bit annoying to reach.
Here we go, take 2.
Yeah.
This is another one of those interesting areas of this stage where you could abuse Rush Coil and Rush Jet if you really want to, which I think yeah, there he goes. Uses Rush Jet here, then once again, and he's good. If you really took the long way around that, it gets really tedious. Because even one mess up can send you right back to needing to go to the beginning and do it over.
Or you're gonna fall into a pit, which is more than likely gonna happen. To last spring.
And there's the boss board. And there's a useless enemy that apparently died to a spinning tundra shot.
I don't know. It's funny. It is pretty discovered.
Do we switch to somebody from like Nebraska or something and ask him?
Such a great fight.
Let's get humming.
you just hit that.
He didn't do Elmira voice.
Yeah, I was hoping for that.
But you got like 1 or 2 achievements there.
Eh.
You're probably halfway done with achievement getting in this
How
game
do
by
you feel
now.
about getting someone else a platinum trophy?
Well, he's like, I may never buy the game, but I'll have him.
Yeah.
How many stars do you have on this? The system?
Stars?
Certain amount of trophies get you another star on the PS4 ranking. So as I say, let's see if it goes up a star.
Now we have Electman, the 4th stage.
Which is interesting since Impact Man, when you use it, you look like Electman.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of.
Was it Mega Man 10 that had the baseball weapon in it?
Yeah, the terrible rebound striker.
Because I love how they use Bounce Man to like give that a 3-shot instead of just a single shot like before. Now you can shoot 3 at a time, going in any direction. Maximum 6 on the screen with the power up and whatnot. I really consider that weapon an overpowered weapon because of how many shots can keep flying around the screen.
And yeah, Bounce Man's weapon is still better.
No, I was talking about Bounce Man's weapon.
Oh.
Apparently, when you come up to junction boxes or giant electrodes, rubber balls, destroy them.
Oh yeah. Rubber doesn't collect. Not collect.
Conduct.
Thank you. Electricity.
Yeah, but you think they'd have to be super, super hard to actually destroy
Mega
it.
Man logic, man. You know.
I also noticed when you switch to Bounce Man's weapon, he gets a helmet with like Proto Man shades.
Like, there's nothing to that. This is a nice feeling.
Yeah.
They're shooting the lasers right at it.
One of the more unique.
Yeah. So weird.
See, this is what I love about Bounce Man's weapon. There's potential to hit him dozens of
It's a
times.
very inspired design.
If I am ever decided on marathon safety, could have went to the shop and bought the equalizer for 100 bolts.
I already did.
Yeah.
Then why'd you switch to a weapon to grab the weapon energy then? It would have just gone to the lowest one.
Force of habit.
Yeah, exactly.
For the first 5 Mega Man, there was
Right.
right? That
Yep.
was still 6.
And even what?
And no one gets it in 6.
Exactly.
What was that pinwheel called? That's what they had for Mega Man 1. So,
Chi-Chi.
yeah. That's in here, but it's only at the end of the game in superhero mode only.
Right. Wait, no, isn't that? I thought there was just novels.
It's in superhero. It's right at the end, right before you fight Wario. That's how I am started practice yesterday. First he beat superhero, then he went to normal.
That's it. There you go. It's like breathe after you play superhero. Sure.
Considering you have to buy every power-up of bolts, you can't just go out and get an energy capsule or anything.
Oh yeah, and then you have to go back to the beginning of the day.
No.
Oh no.
No, there's still checkpoints, but you do take more. You do take a lot more health loss. Bosses recover faster and move faster.
I still don't know how I beat superhero mode on Switch with the controller that I had.
This boss probably has my favorite beat-up design.
Yeah, because they probably figured out that this time they finally had an operating system that could actually make animations like this. Okay, you're about to go to.
If I had to guess.
You're about to go to Wily stages.
Yeah, way to spoil that Dr. Wily's in there.
Do you?
I mean, I know he's in the beginning of the game before you start.
So I didn't spoil it at all. But we still have time. Do you want to switch to X7?
Like, I remember in some of them, there was Dr. Cossack, and then
Mr. X?
Darkman, and then Mr. X. And I understand that Wily was there afterwards, but you know, they could have finally gone all the way with the alternate. You know, it would have been really cool if it turned out Sigma was
Well, goodbye, Mega Man.
So yeah, it turns out it was Wily all along.
Well, technically, if Sigma was a good guy at first until he met Zero, which Wily supposedly brought into the world. So technically that wouldn't work out. Zero would have to be in this.
Okay, Meg, are you sure?
Well, I'm saying, like, even in Mario, they went one time away from Bowser, you know?
Already.
Yeah, but that was all a dream.
But it's still a legit game.
And it was only a real Mario game in America. It was later put out in Japan.
It's the realest Mario game, alright? See?
I'd rather play as a Sultan from Doki Doki Panic.
I don't play Doki Doki. I mean, Doki Doki's alright, you can't run it. Weird.
It makes you enjoy the game.
SMB2 US to
I can't argue that.
Anyway, so Mega Man 11. Where you can slide in, you can't really run per se, but you can slide.
That's still a big improvement from 9 and 10.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that they took that out. But I mean, 9 is kind of soft, especially 9. I love 9 so much.
When in all doubt, just blame Dr. Light for taking away the slide.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
Mega Man was too strong.
but Proto Man
Exactly.
had sliding. You know, the prototype.
Or I guess Rockman afforded that. The first time I played this stage incorrectly, it just destroyed me. It turns out you can use items really effectively in this stage. It's always a struggle. No matter how many Mega Man games you play, I think the first time you go through a stage, or the first time you go through the game, you're still hesitant to use your items.
Yeah.
Even if you speedrun other Mega Man games, you know that you should experiment in different sections. And there's like that mental block. But this screen in particular is very bad.
I feel like that drags on from our childhood.
Yeah, I think that. try to save this mega like need it. Oh wait, I never used it in the game because I was afraid.
You don't use your weapons at all because you think you're gonna need them, and then you reach the end of the stage.
Only, you know? I thought it was gonna save my life.
Why are you so good at Mega Man as a child? Because we only did it Buster only.
Yeah. Too afraid to use those. Nice. And it's just impact right over there. Make it look easy.
Beats having to deal with the platform.
I just use Buster and that's like...
Why couldn't you beat the dragon in Mega Man 2? Because I was too afraid to use Quick Man's weapon.
Right, so... I'll also shout out to the other block. Also shout out to skipping different spots.
Nothing beats that platform skipping in, what was it, Doc Shadow in Mega Man 3, where you just use the rush jet, just keep jumping. Sort of similar to the Yoku block thing, but I don't think, has any other one besides 2 really used Yoku blocks, where you could cross it with like a jet item? Well, 3 was the...
4 and 5?
3 had a lot of different ones, that's why I was asking. Because 3 had the Doc Jet stage where you just cross the big vast space. Doc Shadow with those
well, 3,
opening
I mean,
platforms.
Man, like that's one of the reasons why the route is top man, because you can skip the Yoku block section with
True.
Here we welcome our old friend back.
That's right. Here you go, Yellow.
This is the advanced Yellow Devil. In my opinion, this is one of the nicest casual ways to beat the Yellow Devil that they ever had.
Can you press select and just do damage every frame?
No.
No.
Oh. Yes,
If only that.
It's been a market downgrade.
If only that were a thing.
It'd be funny if you could just suddenly make Shadow Blade appear, or do what you said and press select and spam
I
it.
figure since your controller actually has select on it, there was a 50-50 shot.
Right. You know. It's worth it.
The PlayStation 4 controllers, they don't have select, so... Impossible.
Yeah.
This is a really good Yellow Devil fight.
Wonder if one day when he presses select, the PS4 will confuse and he just hit share
It's
instead.
Yeah.
The fight is okay, only except for 2 reasons. Unless you're doing it Buster only, which is quite a bit troublesome. And if I ended up opting to do this on Superhero, you really should see just how fast Yellow Devil actually moves.
Yeah.
Scary.
See, you were saying about the Iceman stage yesterday, jump and slide. It's this one, when you go through those 2 little flying guys back there. I think jump, slide, over and over.
I'm joking, I get it.
Yeah, it's a tragic game.
Yeah.
One of the more unique things about the Wily stages for this game, normally when you continue a Wily stage, you don't actually have access to all your weapon energy. Whereas in this one, you get everything.
Is that true up on Superhero?
Yep.
Yes.
Wow, that's okay, yeah, that is interesting.
I think it's because they got one of those.
That's actually like a really big change out of the series. Pretty surprising.
I think it was to make the game slightly easier for people who have never played it.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can actually go to Dr. Light
Yes.
in between the Wily stations.
You
not
can.
have to go start over.
That's correct.
The Wily stages.
Oh, that was the worst at 9. I went to Dr. Light, like, okay, I'm going to buy some stuff. And then I was like, wait, now we got to start the Wily stages over again. It's still good.
I think you could even go back through the other Wily stages if you wanted to.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You're right, because it's kind of an overworld map.
And I think you could do it even after you beat the game, but if you go back to the stages with the robots in them, you could actually beat the Robot Masters again, even though they're already dead.
Well, you can do that in a lot of the NES ones.
Yeah, but usually...
2 or 3, but you can do it in 1. You can do it in 4, 5, and 6.
Usually you could only do the stages, though. This one actually puts the Robot Master
okay,
back.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
It bummed me out, like once you got the 4, since X was already out, then you couldn't move, leave the stage until you either game overed or beat it. So if you accidentally selected the wrong stage, you're like, oh. Especially if it was in Mega Man 5, because God forbid, you have to like take a game over in that game, so you have a million extra lives.
Not just that, you missed a letter.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, like, that's the reason why it's great to be able to go back, in case you didn't spell out.
Worst two in that game are the Crystal Man letter and the Wave letter. Because Wave, you're on...
You just fall into the weapon, right?
Yeah, but if you don't...
Wave Man, yeah, Wave... The only problem with Wave Man is you have no way to go back and get it if you get past.
Yep. And there's a dolphin that pops right before it. If he hits you, you're gone.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they're not bad. There is decent escape from the shop, and he just prevents you from falling into a hole.
He's a purchasable mega accessory.
So you can't use him to kill Wily or any of the robot masters or any of the bombers.
Yeah, if you start playing this and you didn't know about the impact like shortcut that I am used, beat would be your fallback option if you fell in the pit.
Yeah. You get beat for free if you play on top. I think. It's pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, from what I remember seeing someone do.
When I had to beat that mode, I just kept purposely jumping into holes.
It's such a fun way to play this game. Like it's way too easy. Like it's such a quick run through this. You can have it. Be here. Like assuming you beat it on any other difficulty. Like once you know the game at all, you play on novice as a lark. It's a good time.
It's a good way to at least introduce people who may not be familiar with.
Well, I think it's great for like young kids too.
Yeah.
It's a good way. This Mega Man games are known for kind of being tough, you know. So
yeah,
you don't want to throw them in on the superhero deep end necessarily.
Nope.
They dip their toes into the waters on novice and then work their way up.
Yeah, don't go the IM route and try to play superhero on your first month.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That's
Your idea of fun is so weird.
Yeah, sometimes it ends up with 48 to 56 hours worth of fun.
That's what you call the medium.
Exactly. I'm not going to risk the blast.
I think you would have had it.
Yeah, I am the only person that I know that can never make a big deal over a 24-hour stream. Instead, he'll make a big deal if it's like a 72-hour straight stream.
Okay.
It was necessary.
Yeah, it worked out.
So unfortunately for this game, those were the last of the main regular stages, because Wally being confident as he is, decided not to really make much of a stage, despite this huge pack that you're seeing.
I still have questions about how that stage boss worked.
Is it in 5 where the line between the two stages like
Yes.
this? Like, all right, truth in advertising. I always thought that was weird in like Mega Man 2. Like this doesn't line up with how you travel the stage at all. But then by later on in the series, you're like, yeah, this is exactly like this.
Whereas in this particular adventure,
That's it.
yeah, that's it.
Down. So what was the circuitous route you thought? So you like all that.
Wily got very lazy.
Bolt collection? That's all I can think of.
Dr. Wily's known liar.
Impact's actual weakness is the acid barrier, but in order for it to actually work, you have to form the acid barrier first, and then the barrier has, acid comes out next.
And if you get hit while the barrier is there, it cancels out the barrier, and you have to reform it to shoot acid again.
It's one of the main reasons why runners basically do either Impact or Tundra first.
Still don't get the last boss you part. You were using the rubber balls on the enemy, and technically there are no walls there, so how are they rebounding?
The walls were just on.
Okay.
If the screen was a little wider, you could see it.
Got it, blame the
Okay,
TV.
so now you get superhero and you just skip the rest of the exercise.
Yeah. Let me just reach into the Mega Man 5. Oh, right. Not in the menu.
Maybe we'll get Elmira ending this time.
Going across left and right is all of the bosses in the order of their weakness.
That was BS.
Aw, playtime's over.
Right.
Nope.
And surprisingly for the classic refights, at least in this game, you actually get energy after every...
It's interesting that it puts them in like the hub
Yeah.
instead of like in the stage.
Well, enemy gets to see his favorite torch jutsu again.
It's like, what?
Notice how I skipped the power-up area too, where Torchman went into his like
Oh, yeah.
super energy phase. Gotta love how everybody's background is different. Torch
Yeah.
was run and everything. This one's just completely destroyed.
Last man couldn't wait. I mean,
Don't you mean the
Torchman.
prototype for Axel from X7?
Nah. No powered up mode today. Very surprised. Now we get to see the weakness for Tundra. Use the powered up version.
I wonder if we could use the same method to stop figure skaters in real life.
Just kidding.
Why'd you guys cancel out figure skating at the Olympics? We plugged in the rink.
Who would win in the robot match?
With the luck of the draw, they probably end up fighting each of their weaknesses.
I could see that.
No, it wouldn't be like fighting necessarily. It's the Olympics. It's a different event.
Well, what else are they gonna do?
I don't know, decathlon? I mean, they're pretty good at soccer.
Blizzard Man would easily win his event.
For more info on soccer,
I don't know. Are you sure about that? Because, like, he does more cross country skiing, you know?
Yeah.
My athlete shoots things.
so what is it for skiing then? Blizzard Man versus Iceman?
Tundra easily wins that. Yeah.
That'd be a 300 mile an hour downhill if it were Tundra Man, because he's using freaking ice skates.
I know that Iceman was fair, so
Well,
I love your but
technically he can make his own skis.
he's not built for much success.
Yeah, especially if there's electric current.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
He is a pretty tough boss, casually, with the Buster on.
Do you mean casual childhood mode?
He's pretty tough when you're not an adult. There you go.
Actually, I can't even say that. I made my friend's cousin play Mega Man 2, and he never played it before, and he died like 17 times.
It's too tough if you're not familiar with it.
And Dustin's the Robot Masters, and we have one more stage. And we see this long path. If we remember Mega Man 10, we had to go all the way into space.
Oh yeah, it just keeps going. But you do keep going up and up.
In this case, this is like a tram that brings you, and then when you finally get there, you drop down. So technically, those lines don't match up anymore.
You know, it makes no sense.
Once we get there,
Like they started out making no sense in Mega Man 2. Then they started making more sense and be more accurate, and then they
Drop the ball.
Yeah, then there's like hat. People like Mega Man 2. We're just gonna go back to the hat.
There's really nothing to do in this. There's nothing to do in this stage.
Except try not to take damage.
Eh.
Even that's a little too easy.
I've already taken enough.
See, damage taken. Wily was way too confident.
Now we take the easy way. Yeah, over here in the corner where the like weapon energy thing is, that's where that thing from Mega Man 1 is.
You can use a variety of weapons to get rid of the first Wily.
This is Wily's second chance at like a 2D, 3D battle fight since Mega Man 8. Even in Mega Man 8, they didn't push the limits. This is like the real first like 3D-ish battle that they've ever had in a Mega Man game.
When you see the gears come out, you can utilize, you can try to get rid of it with your Buster or some other weapons, but Acid is a lot more effective. Now this is probably the only major usage for the Acid Berry, but you have to be stuck, you have to be right where Wily is with a powered up berry in order to really do a lot of damage.
Yeah, and Wily in this can also use the same gear modes that you have, so he can either speed up or power up as he chooses.
And time will come up shortly.
Very shortly. Oh yeah? He's just stalling for you.
What the heck?
Time.
Yeah, it's time. I don't know if
Okay. That's basically a minute off my PB, so that's good.
And then in this one, Mega Man actually kills Wily.
Spoilers.
Actually, to be
You know,
realistic,
superhero.
that's actually Wily. It's not a robot.
Right.
When does this head spring?
Any moment now.
Sadly, like Mega Man 6, he doesn't go to jail in this one.
And that is Mega Man 11.
My, you never learn from your mistakes.